So I always try to do the intro after I know what the video is all about, and I'm just putting the final touches on the video now. I'm adding a few extra little cutouts and stuff like that, so hopefully I'm going to start getting a little bit better. I'm parked up next to the Bruce, just at a gravel pit just the other side of Proserpine. I'm heading into Bowen tomorrow. And this week's episode is more about travel, but how work affects travel is really what I'm trying to portray. There's going to be a little bit of travel content in there. I will start mixing it in a little bit. I'm trying to keep the episode short, sweet, and easy to digest, and how I go about it. And one of the really important things that keeps me going is I actually take travel second. Travel is the reward for the work I'm doing. I just get to park my office up wherever I like. But anyway, enjoy the episode. If you've got anything you'd like to talk about, discuss, know about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, just reach out. Happy to share any and all of it as we go through. So anyway, let's get into it. Have a good one. So I left Marlborough this morning and pulled into Waverley Park, I think it's called. Waverley Creek Campground. Pretty basic. It's basically just a stopover. Got toilets just on the side of the road. There's a big truck section as well. Just getting some work done for the buyers advocacy stuff. Got all my socials done this morning. And just going to settle in. I've got a few chores that I want to do today. I want to get all the walls and stuff washed down because it's been quite cold and the walls can go a little bit mouldy. But anyway, that's an overshare. So I'm going to soldier on. I'm definitely keen to keep heading for warmer weather, and there is some rain on the way either over the weekend or early next week, but we'll play that out as it happens. Anyway, there you go, moved on, and it was only about 65 k's up the road, which is sort of perfect. I don't want to do big days and I want to get work done. Anyway, there you go. Happy Tuesday. So, great little free camp, Waverley Creek rest area, just north of Marlborough. Parked up there. It is actually a pretty big space. Toilets just down the back there. Definitely starting to fill up now. Beautiful afternoon. I was just sitting at that little table there doing some work, and I'll be moving on tomorrow, and only just up the road, so I'll show you around. But yeah, got all my work done, everything's done, got an offer in on a property for the buyers advocacy work, and we are all ready to settle in for the evening. Bye for now. Okay, just packing up from Waverley Creek. I've got all of my socials done. I'm probably going to have a quick scour of the real estate publications just to check for new listings that will suit our clients. Then I'm only going to move up the road probably about 10 or 15 k's. There's a dump point up there. That's an overshare. But anyway, I'm going to dump the toilet and then probably spend most of the day there working on the buyers advocacy stuff, and then go further up the road. I've made a bit of a decision that I'm going to hightail it for Cairns, as I want to get to warmer weather, even though today is going to be a beautiful day. But anyway, socials are done. What I'm actually doing slightly differently now is I'm doing the filming for today's posts yesterday, because it's still very dark here in the morning and I get up early, so I'm wanting to have that footage loaded and ready to go. Anyway, that's a little hot tip. You can ask chat and just say, hey, look, can I have tomorrow's footage? And then I can put together today's content from yesterday's footage filmed in the daylight hours. Anyway, there you go. Let's get into it. Bye for now. So it's Tuesday the 15th, just getting some filming done for tomorrow's content because it's too dark in the morning. I think I've mentioned that before. I'm just parked up at St Lawrence Reserve. Absolutely cracking spot. So I sort of came in, thought, oh, maybe I'll just stay for the day and get some work done and then head off to Camilla. But I'm staying. So got all my work done. Starlink is set up. You can see the cord heading up the side there. That's such a brilliant idea, having the Anderson plug out there. Getting the work done, got the filming done, so got a couple more little things to film, and we are done and dusted. So pretty hard to take when this is your office. Kangaroos just over there. There's the wetlands. I'll take it. Anyway, bye for now. So, a bit of a funny one. I left St Lawrence this morning and came up to Carmilla and staying behind the pub, which is a cracking little pub. And part of the requirement is that you buy yourself a meal. And I thought, no problem, I'll go in there and have lunch. And I'm vegetarian, so they don't have anything. So I came back outside, was packing up the van, and the publican came out just to meet everyone. And I just said, look, I'm just moving on. There's nothing. And she was amazing. So she's going to make me up a salad, and I'll probably have it with chips. That's life on the road. So I got all my socials and stuff done this morning, and then have been doing the buyers advocacy work. I was sort of doing it in town in Carmilla, which is tiny, basically on the side of the Bruce, and then parked up here and have carried on. Did a live video with Jodie Welsh, which was fantastic, but that's travel life. You've got to be adaptable, movable, and things change without warning. But there you go, got everything done. Life on the road is not always rainbows and butterflies, but we got it done. So anyway, have a good day. So this is what behind the scenes is all about. Land Cruiser's in, getting a new window, and I've got a couple of hours to spare. Getting some work done. Got all the socials done this morning, so I'm just down in Mackay. It's 11:44, just following up on a couple of things, and making sure that I'm on top of anything that I've put out and sent out and all of that sort of stuff, and I'll have a look at how the socials are tracking. But this is the whole thing, and people reach out and say, how do you live this life? Well, truth is, I work, and I'm prepared to be as present as I need to be to maintain the workload that I need to keep the wheels turning. I'm not retired, I don't have a bank balance full of cash, so I'm working, and travel comes second. But anyway, that's just how I feel about it. Have an awesome day. So just a little bit sort of travel behind the scenes stuff. I've got some social media done this morning. I'm leaving Mackay, but one of the really important things to make sure, especially depending on where you're going, is the availability of water. So between here really and Bowen, there's no free water points. So you've got to make sure that you get your water right, have a look at your journey in days, and then assess whether you've got enough water. But yeah, social media is done, a little bit of buyers advocacy work done, heading into Mackay to have a bit of a look around, grab a coffee, and then make our way up towards Bowen. I'm not going to get to Bowen, but we'll make our way towards Bowen. So today's Saturday. Anyway, have an awesome day. So I parked up last night in a truck stop in Bloomsbury. It wasn't too bad. A couple of trucks came and go, and some of them are freezer trucks and stuff like that, so they leave their trucks running. But look, not a bad spot. There's not too much between Mackay and Bowen, so this was one. But I'm going to be driving into Airlie Beach with the car and caravan in tow, go in and have a look, cruise around Airlie Beach, and then end up at another gravel pit tonight before heading into Bowen tomorrow. I'll get a little bit of content done today, but it's just family friendly content, no businessy stuff, no calls to action, just really travel content. So good little spot. Went over and grabbed a coffee this morning, just from the BP. It was alright. Just going to pack up, get ready to go. It's going to be a beautiful day. It was a little bit cooler here tonight because we're probably slightly inland compared to being on the coast, and it's a couple of degrees warmer. But yeah, good spot. Free. When I got here there was no one, and I thought, oh crikey, this could get a little bit sketchy. But in the end there was, probably 10 other campers. Anyway, there you go. Chat soon. So definitely going full tourist today. What an amazing spot. You can see why this place is just so popular. Airlie Beach. Just going to get some B-roll footage while I'm here, which I can use during the week for my online business. But in the meantime, I'm going to spend the day here. I'll turn this around so you can have a look. So I've had to park the caravan right down the other side of town because there was nowhere. I actually drove into town, which was a huge mistake. There's a marathon on today, so there's plenty of people running around. But this place is amazing. When I sort of drove up over the hill in the van, it reminded me of the Simpsons episode where the Simpsons come into Alaska and Homer's trying to take his picture off the windscreen. Anyway, this is me for the day. Gonna eat some rubbish, hang out down here, get some B-roll and some footage as the day goes on. But what a cracking spot. You can see why people come here. Bye for now.